Hey, what's going on? It's Dan, and in today's video I'm going to talk about how I was able to grow my online business from zero, from nothing, all the way up to $2.5 million per year in passive income and actively growing every single day. The exact business models that I participate in, the exact tools that I use, every single thing. I want to basically make this as easy as possible for you, for someone who is maybe just researching about passive income. Now, passive income honestly is a touchy subject a little bit, right? I really don't like making these kinds of like clickbait videos with like passive income in the title or anything like that. But the reality is that you need passive income if you want to live a life of freedom. What I discovered in my life is that freedom is the objective. Freedom is the goal. You must be willing to do anything for freedom. You know, most people, they just spend their lives from 9 to 5 slaving away for 40 years, 50 years, just to retire with nothing. And, you know, having realized that they just wasted away the most precious years of their life, selling their soul for a paycheck and a weekend. And it makes no sense to me. And thank God that I discovered this early on in my life. I'm so happy. And I'm also even happier for the fact that you're watching this right now and you discovered this too, for the fact that you found me on YouTube, because you're about to embark on the greatest journey that you've ever started, the journey of entrepreneurship, the journey of achieving your highest potential. And I'm so excited for you. So the answer to the question, is it really possible to make passive income? Is it really possible to make money when you sleep? The answer is a resounding yes. Is it easy? No. Is it simple? Honestly, yes, it is simple once you actually learn the knowledge that you need that would allow you to actually, take action on the business models that work. But the main reason why most people are never able to achieve a life of freedom where their life would be supported by a passive income business is because honestly, in today's world right now, in 2019, 2020, most people still don't know about the massive opportunities available to anybody out there through the internet, right? The internet has opened up the world to us, and through e-commerce, through, online businesses, there are so many out there that work and that have created millionaires every single year, every single day. And through all these businesses that have been made possible through the power of the internet, honestly, anybody out there with willpower and the knowledge that is required to actually act and take action on these businesses, they can succeed. So just to give you some perspective, I'm 23 years old, and right now I run multiple online businesses, including one of the world's greatest online education businesses that teaches people how to start a successful online business from zero, from nothing, and also retrains people's mindsets to the mindset of success, because that's also a huge part of it, the mindset. And I started from absolutely nothing. My parents brought me from the Soviet Union to Canada when I was 2 years old, and this is us. We just came to Canada, and my family honestly had to survive to make ends meet because, just like any other immigrant story out there, they risked everything to go to a new land where they thought there was opportunity, and they came with nothing, not knowing English, not knowing, anybody. And so my parents had to basically fight to survive. They had to take all of these odd jobs every single month, and this is probably a common story, just like any other immigrant story out there. When immigrants come to a new land like Canada, they have nothing. And so that's why I had this innate drive in me to succeed from the very beginning. And I followed the traditional path. I graduated from high school. I went to university to study business because I thought that business would actually make me wealthy and successful, which was, I realized, the furthest thing from the truth. And I actually managed to get a corporate job working at Scotiabank, which is a big bank here in Canada. And I was only 21 years old when I got the job. So I really felt proud of myself. And this is Scotiabank right here. And working here, like this job, changed my entire life. This job is what made me start this all. At the beginning, I started coming to work. I felt really proud of myself. I was 21 years old. I was making $40,000 per year, and I was wearing a suit to work, which is kind of funny to think about. I was only making $40K and wearing a suit, but that's many people out there. They fall prey to this 9 to 5 scam. And this job is what made me start this all, because that's when I learned about the 9 to 5 scam. The whole reason I even started looking into how to start an online passive income business was because as I started to learn about the whole 9 to 5 scam and how broken the entire script of society is, I realized that my parents had no money saved for retirement, and that it was entirely up to me to be able to provide for my parents, even though they would never expect it. Like, my parents are angels. They would never expect me to actually provide for their retirement. This is something that I really felt as a duty, right? If you're a child of immigrants who risk their lives, who risk everything to go to a new country just to give you a better life, I feel like that's the least I can do for them. And so, of course, like when I kind of realized this, I was also fascinated by the idea of total and unlimited freedom. I was basically dreaming all day long of being able to travel the world, being able to make money, specifically passive income, right? Although I had no idea how to start. And that was the problem. I had no idea how. But the first place I went to was YouTube. Of course, everybody goes on YouTube to basically learn everything nowadays. And so I typed in how to make money online. And then shortly after watching a ton of videos, I found out about selling on Amazon. How anyone can go import products from China and sell them on Amazon without ever seeing the product or touching them or shipping them. Basically, all you have to do is create the system, find the product, list the product, and then Amazon does everything for you. And 3 months after finding out about Amazon FBA, I was making over $30,000 per month selling products on Amazon. Here's actually me in the Bahamas when I first started my YouTube channel, because I initially just wanted to vlog, my journey from zero all the way up to, whatever success I would have. And so that was my very first taste of passive income. I basically went from nothing, quitting my corporate bank job, going all into online business, and throwing away my university education, which I had also accumulated a lot of college debt from, $40,000 to be precise, and threw away everything just to fulfill my dream of freedom. And this was 2.5 years ago, and since then I've come a long way. Right now you're watching me on my YouTube channel, and I started this because I wanted to share my journey from nothing to success. I knew I would succeed from the very beginning, and after becoming successful with Amazon, I started sharing my success on YouTube because I had tons of friends asking me about how I did it, how I was able to start making money by selling on Amazon. And I thought it'd be much better if I actually shared it with the world, because I really felt that most people have no idea about this opportunity. Most people have no idea about any passive income, businesses. They don't know that they can actually go and start a successful online business if they wanted to, if they had that desire. And most people do have that desire. They just really are unaware of this. And so that's what I did. And that was the start of my online education business. After getting at least 50 to 100 DMs every single day asking me if I offered coaching, if they could pay me per hour to actually, teach them how I basically started my Amazon business, I decided to put my all into creating the world's greatest training program for learning how to start a successful Amazon FBA business and rewire their mindset, because that's also an incredibly important part that I realized along my journey. The mindset. You must always work on your mindset, improve your mindset, and align your mindset with that of a successful person, with that of millionaires and billionaires. And so that same year, I went from making $40,000 per year at my previous bank job at Scotiabank to making that same amount per month. And then I was able to hit over $1 million per year only 6 months later. This was from March 2017 to November 2017. And I did this without ever touching, seeing, or shipping any products myself. So that was my Amazon FBA business. And today, I am making $2.5 million per year. And I'm focused on creating the world's #1 online education platform to take anybody from zero to a successful and profitable online business with e-commerce while retraining their mindset. Because as I said, when I was first starting out, I had no idea where to start. I didn't have the resources. I basically had to go and spend all of this time, thousands of hours, trying to basically master this myself. And I believe that this is the future. I believe that more and more people are out there that want to learn how to actually live a life on their own terms, but don't have the tools. And so that's what I've dedicated my life to. And I know it sounds absolutely insane going from making $40,000 per year as a salary to making that same amount per month with Amazon, and then growing to over $2.5 million per year today across all my online businesses. But I want to remind you that it's possible. And since it's possible, then you can do it too. Never limit your life by limiting beliefs. I had all these limiting beliefs controlling my life, and that is the sole cause of failure in most people. They just have limiting beliefs that prevent them from even taking action or starting. My mission is to wake up as many people around the world as possible to the massive opportunities with online business today. The massive opportunities that the internet has created for us that basically allows you to go and create the life of your dreams on your own terms and become self-reliant. Self-reliance is the greatest thing. It's the greatest possible skill that you can learn to basically be able to live life on your own terms without ever having to rely on basically slaving away your life for a paycheck in an endless hamster wheel, while people like me are making millions of dollars per year, traveling the world and doing it all on their own terms. And I'm not making this video for nothing. I'm making this video because I know that someone out there was gonna go and take this information, they'll apply it to their life, they'll take relentless action, and they'll just basically go through all the failure, all the obstacles in their path, and they'll achieve success. They'll achieve that state of self-reliance that I've been able to achieve in my own life. And that makes it worth it for me. I've helped over 5,000 people today start a successful online business with Amazon FBA and with e-commerce. And that number is growing every single day. So I know what it takes to succeed. Now look, you're probably wondering, hey Dan, that's cool and all that you were able to achieve success, but how do I know that I can do this? How do I know that I am able to start a passive income business and that this is what my destiny holds for me? How do I know that I can actually succeed with this and not have to work a 9-to-5 job for the rest of my life? And I'll tell you how. I'm not special. The only difference between you and me is the knowledge that I've gained along the way, which has allowed me to take advantage of open opportunities as they came. And you're probably wondering, okay, well, what are those open opportunities? Just, tell me. And those are e-commerce, and specifically Amazon FBA and Shopify Dropshipping, the two businesses that have allowed me to do this all. And they both allowed me to basically create systems which separated my time from my money, which is the most important key to wealth and freedom for life. And there are simply no better businesses out there for doing that, for separating your time from your money. You will never be able to live a life on your own terms if you're not able to create a system like selling on Amazon or selling with Shopify Dropshipping that allows you to basically sell and make money separate from your time. So, the amount of hours that you put in is completely irrelevant. It's not linked to your income. And you may have heard of other businesses like social media marketing, starting an agency or SMMA, which that is terrible. It's nonstop client pain. Trust me, I tried that. And you're basically, even if you have 5 to 10 clients, 20 clients, 30 clients, and you have a team, it's just a nonstop headache. You don't have any freedom because you're constantly on the phone with your clients, right? Also, cryptocurrency, volatile, not a real business. Like if you put in money into Bitcoin, it's the same thing as going to Vegas and gambling. Or affiliate marketing, for example, impossible to actually succeed with this without having a personal brand. And trust me, the people that make the most money with affiliate marketing are YouTubers, influencers, people that actually have an audience to leverage. And all of these are nowhere near as good as e-commerce for getting started with making passive income today. Now, I'm going to give you my best possible advice to actually getting started with Amazon FBA and Shopify Dropshipping. And this advice took me years to learn on my own, so I hope that you really value it, and I'm sure that it will really help you get started with passive income. So let's start with Amazon FBA. So how you get started with that is first you find a product to sell, and that product has to actually provide real value to people. So for example, this rose salt lamp, right? As you can see, it's private labeled, and that's exactly what this is. It's private labeling. And so to find this product, we go on Alibaba.com, which is this website that I'm sure you're familiar with. It's it's a database of like all the Chinese suppliers as well as from other countries as well. And so here we go and find this product. As you can see, I found this exact same product, this rose-colored Himalayan salt lamp for between $5 and $13 per piece. And so we would have to go and contact them. And after that, we want to make sure that you brand your product like Apple brands their products. That's the golden rule that I've given for myself, that I give to all of my students, all my subscribers. You want to make sure that if you're going to launch a product, the only way you can win and really dominate your niche and your product is by becoming the Apple of that niche. So I think that this Himalayan salt lamp, a fantastic way to brand it, how they did it, this private label brand on the top left. And so that's how you do it. So you put your logo on it, you get custom packaging, and then you want to order 250 to 500 units as a test, because we don't want to order like 1,000 units. And this should cost you, it all depends, right? You don't have to order 1,000 units to start. No one's telling you that you have to go and spend tens of thousands of dollars. I would recommend a starting order of just above $1,000. So you would probably need $1,000 to get started with this, maybe $1,500, right? It all depends on your budget, but realistically, I started with $1,800 and I scaled that to $30,000 per month. So here's my best advice for starting Amazon successfully in 2019, 2020. Always brand the product. Don't just copy and paste off Alibaba, right? That Himalayan salt lamp, the rose one, that was well branded. They didn't just take the product like we saw on Alibaba and basically paste it on Amazon. That doesn't work, right? It's up to you to actually make the branding look great, and that's where we use that Apple rule. We become the Apple of the niche. How Apple, brands their products, the iPhones, the iPads. There's a reason they can charge 2 to 3 times more than every single other competitor out there. And you don't need more than $1,500 to $2,000 to start. Honestly, $2,000 at the very, very most. Like, you don't need more than that. Some people think they need 5,000, 10,000. No one's telling you to go and order 1,000 units. You can start with 100 units, 200 units. MOQs, which is a minimum order quantity, they're always flexible with Chinese suppliers. It's not like it's set in stone. You can always negotiate anything, and I want you to negotiate everything, because a lot of people, they forget that they can do that on Alibaba, and you should. And you want to figure out a way to be different. So improve the product or sell a different design. And there's a million ways to do this. The best ways, honestly, is to just find like the negative reviews of the product and then talk with your supplier about improving them. And get a trademark as soon as possible. Don't get that before you're starting to sell, but get that as soon as you've, let's say, made your first few $1,000s with your product. A trademark will protect you, will allow you to get brand registry on Amazon, and that will lock out any like other sellers from actually selling the same product on your listing. And those are called hijackers. We don't want that. And also, a trademark allows you to exclusively sell the product under your own brand name, and it's like legal, it's on paper. So if anyone tries to go and sell the product, your product, under the same brand name, then you can basically go and sue them. And look, don't give up. You may have 1 or 2 or even 3 failed products. I had 2 failed products before I succeeded. And one of my favorite quotes is, as long as you never give up, you can't fail. And the final piece of advice is seek mentorship and never stop learning. This is all about an ongoing educational process. You can't just expect to watch a few videos and then make 6 figures and 7 figures with this business. But if you treat this seriously, if you treat this as a real business and you don't treat this as some kind of a scheme, then you will actually succeed. And so I highly recommend you seek mentorship, keep watching YouTube videos, and enroll in a paid program. So that was Amazon. Let's talk about Shopify Dropshipping, which is the second business model that I got involved in after I was able to master Amazon, after I was able to scale my Amazon business. And the reason I got into this is because since I had the online education company, I wanted to basically give people the best possible resources to start a worldwide e-commerce brand. And the way to do that is by combining both Shopify and Amazon. But you should not combine them when you're just starting out, right? So when you're just starting out, you should focus on one and you shouldn't do both. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend it. It's possible, but it's not something that I would do. So how Shopify Dropshipping works is you find a great product to sell using product research methods. So I have a ton of videos on this, both for the Amazon product research as well as for Shopify. And the next step is you find a high quality supplier in Alibaba, which is, honestly, I use that for both dropshipping, for Shopify, and for Amazon. And the reason I do that, I've explained in other videos, is because most dropshippers, they go on AliExpress. And on AliExpress, there's a ton of middlemen. There's a ton of people who are just trying to basically overcharge you. And the shipping is terrible. You can get fake tracking numbers. And on Alibaba, they're just much more reputable suppliers. I've never had an issue with a supplier on Alibaba. And trust me, I've spoken to hundreds of suppliers on Alibaba. So there you go. I would use Alibaba, but you can also use AliExpress. And suppliers on Alibaba, they're more than happy to dropship for you. You just have to explain to them, hey, we're interested in dropshipping. Do you offer that? And you create a branded store on Shopify with the goal of selling that product and expanding into similar products later. So here's a perfect example. Snow Teeth Whitening is one of the biggest Shopify stores, and they're following this exact method and formula that I'm talking about. It's called branded dropshipping, and it's the strategy that I use to scale Shopify stores to millions, as well as the strategy that I basically tell everybody on my channel to do, because nothing else works. This is the only long-term method to actually succeed. And so after we have the store up and running, we get a nice looking sales page, we get some nice photos of the product, then you go and create captivating ads. All you need is an iPhone and like a friend and a model using the product. In this case, the ad that I found is more professional. You can also hire someone on Fiverr or Upwork to actually make an ad for you, but I recommend recording ads in real life with your iPhone or with a friend, and then you can also send it off to an Upwork freelancer, which is, by the way, a freelancing website that is perfect for like hiring people to do ads for you. So after you make the ads, you start by drop shipping the product for a few weeks, and later on you move on to private labeling using fulfillment centers. And that's what will allow us to actually get our logo onto our product. As you can see on the top left, they have their logo on their product, and how they get fast shipping on their website, they have it stored in fulfillment centers, probably in the United States and Europe and Asia. And then after that, all we have to do is scale, expand worldwide, and that's how we'll reach the millions. And here's my best advice for starting Shopify. Look, dropshipping is not a long-term business model. I would recommend only using it to start out. Dropshipping is great because there's no risk involved, right? When it's just your time, right? You put in your time to create the store, create some ads, and you put the product on your site. The best part is that you don't have to order any units to start as inventory like we have for Amazon. But the problem is that on Amazon, you basically don't have to do some incredible marketing. You just list the product, you run PPC, a PPC launch, that's what it's called. It's when you basically use Amazon's pay-per-click system to launch your product, and Amazon does all the work for you and start getting sales. With dropshipping, it's a little bit different. You have to actually go and learn Facebook ads. So it's just a different beast. So I would only recommend actually dropshipping for the first few weeks, and then after that, switch to private labeling with your supplier as soon as possible. That way you can get a logo on your product, and you can actually store it in fulfillment centers so you can offer fast shipping, because in today's world, people want fast shipping. They're tired of 3-week shipping like dropshipping used to be. And anyone who tells you to basically use dropshipping as a long-term method is just setting you up for failure. Anyone who's telling you to use Oberlo, AliExpress, all this kind of stuff, copying and pasting products off AliExpress, it's not a long-term business, it's not a real business. And also, you want to establish a long-term relationship with a good supplier in China. This is very important. Then you're not going to run into any issues. And my biggest advice is don't reinvent the wheel. Look at competitors, copy but improve. And that's my golden rule. Like, copying alone is not okay, but if you improve, if you take the ideas and you actually improve on them, then that's good. And you also want to have a long-term vision for your brand. You always want to have the next products in mind, because this is a long-term project and it's not like I said, a short-term business. So that was my best advice for Amazon and for Shopify. You're probably wondering, which one should I start with if I want to make passive income the fastest, if I want to actually build a successful business the quickest way possible and be able to quit my 9-to-5 job and start living life on my own terms? And the answer to that, very, very simple. Honestly, it depends on your interest and your skill set, like what skill you want to learn. For Shopify, it requires a smaller starting budget, so you can start with basically $200 to $300 because you don't have to order any inventory up front. You don't have to order any units. But the reality is that with Shopify, you have to learn Facebook ads, and that can be a pretty steep learning curve. So if you want to spend the time to learn ads and master your ads, and if you have a lower starting budget, then do Shopify. But if you don't want to learn ads, if you want to focus more on product selection, finding a great opportunity product and improving it, then do Amazon. Honestly, Amazon doesn't require a lot more than Shopify to start. It really is up to you. It's not like, Amazon is only for people with high starting budgets, not at all. When I first found out about Amazon, I only had like $500, and I actually just took the money that I was making from cleaning windows. At the time, I started a window cleaning business on the side to feed money into my Amazon business. And that is basically how I started. And I was able to start with $1,800. So you can start with 500, with 1,000 for Amazon. And for Amazon, the best part about it is that Amazon will help you actually, do the marketing. Like, you don't have to run Facebook ads. The customers are already there. You just have to show your product in a good way using the listing and pictures and keywords and all that kind of stuff. And then, customers will actually be able to buy from you. So if you had no idea about passive income, how to actually start making passive income, and is it possible? I hope this video answered your questions. A very, very important part of my success, as well as every single person that I coach and I mentor, is mindset. And the best way to improve your mindset is books. I just made a video on the 5 most life-changing books that basically have changed my life. There's gonna be a link somewhere up here. You can go check it out. And also, if you want a detailed step-by-step process, a step-by-step explanation of all the steps, all the best methods that have allowed me to actually go and start a successful Amazon or Shopify business, I've got 2 videos right here, one for Shopify, one for Amazon. They're pretty long, but they'll basically give you all the steps you need to take to actually become successful with Amazon or Shopify. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, hope you enjoyed. Leave me a comment telling me which one you're gonna do, Amazon or Shopify. I'm interested to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you soon.